Mr. Maher goes to Washington. This is Real Time with Bill Maher. And since I have to live with this information, you do too. I call this Bill's Basilisk. Similar to Rocco's Basilisk, but there's been some podcast clips floating around talking about Bill Maher's Johnson and his affinity for mattress actresses. That's right, Tiana Trump exposed his ass a couple years ago, and now every time I see his bell pepper, I'm reminded it's Big Dick Bill. Let's get into it.
And now for what I know you've all been waiting for, I'd like to give you my book report on my visit to the White House. Okay, as you know, 12 days ago I had dinner with President Trump, a dinner that was set up by my friend Kid Rock, because we share a belief.
It's me and my friend Kid Rock. Just an aura deficit all around. That's why I have my soy blockers on. You can't catch me lacking when I'm watching Bill Maher, bro. The shades must stay on.
That there's got to be something better than hurling insults from 3,000 miles away. And let me first say that to all the people who treated this like it was some kind of summit meeting, you're ridiculous. Like I was going to sign a treaty or something. I have no power. I'm a fucking comedian, and he's the most powerful leader in the world. I'm not the leader of anything, except maybe a contingent of centrist-minded people who think there's got to be a
soy, centrist, fence-sitter, clown, bozo, L.
better way of running this country than hating each other every minute. So,
hate fuels me.
thank you. So meet up in person. Maybe it'll be different. Spoiler alert, it was. First good sign before I left for the Capitol.
Dude, late night show presenters are so quirky and fun. You got your Jimmies, got Big Dick Bill, you know? Just a bunch of wholesome chunguses for the normies.
I had my staff collect and print out this list of almost 60 different insulting epithets that the president has said about me.
That's a great question. Are you really a comedian when the crowd gets paid to clap and laugh on demand? I would say nay. From a jester myself, it's not a true comedian.
Things like stupid, dummy, lowlife dummy, sleazebag, sick, sad, stone cold crazy. Really a dumb guy, fired like a dog, his show is dead. There's 60. I brought this to the White House because I wanted him to sign it, which he did. Which he did with good humor. And I know as I say that, millions of liberal sphincters just tightened.
Like Hassan, like Hamas Piker.
Oh my God, Bill, are you gonna say something nice about him? What I'm gonna do is report exactly what happened.
What I'm gonna do? Let me tell you what I'm gonna do.
You decide what you think about it. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. So,
Poggers in the chat. Based, Bill, based.
So, no, I didn't go MAGA. And to the president's credit, there was no pressure to. After we left the Oval Office, he showed me the...
Dude, hate him or love him, Bill Maher is so edgy. He just says what's on his mind. It's kind of like Howard Stern.
Room off the office, you know, the one where Clinton used to...
get sucked off. Where Clinton got sloppy toppy. Where Clinton was blessed in fat ropes.
Okay. The blowjob room. Okay. Well, not anymore. That's where they keep the merch now. It is.
Call it the Oval Goon Cave.
And he gave me a bunch of hats, but he didn't ask me to take a picture in one, which I appreciated. The guy I met is not the person who the night before the dinner shit-tweeted a bunch of nasty crap about how he thought this dinner was a bad idea and what a deranged asshole I was. I read it and thought, oh, what a lovely way to welcome someone to your house.
His staff laughing to keep their salaries. Dude, he's just funny. I don't know what you mean.
But when I got there, that guy wasn't living there. Now, does Trump want respect? Of course. Who doesn't? My friend said to me, "What are you going to wear to the White House?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm not going to dress like Zelensky, I'll tell you that."
Oh! That'll piss off the libtards. Did you even say thank you, Zelensky?
But, okay. Just for starters, he laughs.
I feel like his nose was molded out of clay and he has to wear it every time he goes out in public.
I'd never seen him laugh in public, but he does, including at himself. And it's not fake. Believe me, as a comedian of 40 years, I know a fake laugh when I hear it. And I thank you for them. No.
Oh, get it? Because he's like self-aware. That's why I love BDB. That's called irony, chat.
Okay, example. In the Oval Office, he was showing me the portraits of presidents, and he pointed to Reagan and said, in all seriousness, you know the best thing about him? His hair.
True. The Norwood Reaper quivers in his boots when he sees Philion and Ronald Reagan.
I said, well, there was also that whole bringing down communism thing, waiting for the button next to the Diet Coke button to get pushed and I go through the trap door. But no, he laughed, he got it. I said to him at one point, "Mr. President, you know the dog, that's unusual in the White House." He said, "Well, a lot of the
If Bill is a comedian, Philion has 1 million subs, that's right.
presidents, they had a dog for political reasons." I said, "No, people love dogs, that's what that is." "Oh yeah, okay, that's true." I'm telling you what happened. At one point, we were walking through it is an amazing tour of the whole house. And I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but it must have been something with the 2020 election, because I know he used the word lost. And I distinctly remember saying, "Wow, I never thought I'd hear you say that." He didn't get mad. He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public. Look, I get it. It doesn't matter who he is at a private dinner with the
Notice the lack of room noise. This is a serious bit here. This is where we glaze Trump.
comedian. It matters who he is on the world stage. I'm just taking as a positive that this person exists, because everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy. Bob, Kid Rock, told me the night before,
Bill, you're getting psyoped.
he said, if you want to get a word in edgewise, you're going to have to cut him off. He'll just go on. Not at all. I've had so many conversations with prominent people who are much less connected, people who don't look you in the eye, people who don't really listen.
He's doing tricks on the fence. The glaze is crazy. Bro got a job at Krispy Kreme Donuts as head glazer.
Because they just want to get to their next thing. People whose response
Guys, he's grifting on the fence. Don't fall for it.
to things you say just doesn't track, like, what? None of that with him. And he mostly steered the conversation to, what do you think about this? I know, your mind is blown, so's mine. There were so many moments
I thought Bill Maher was an atheist. Why is he swearing on God?
when I hit him with a joke or contradicted something, and no problem. At dinner, he was asking me about the nuclear situation in Iran, and
He found a way to simultaneously bounce on it, do tricks on it, and give it that double grip twist action, similar to a pepper mill.
a very genuine, hey, I think you're a smart guy, I want your opinion sort of way. And I said, well, obviously you're privy to things about it I'm not, but for what it's worth, I thought the Obama deal was worth letting play out, because we made Iran destroy 98% of the uranium, and they were 15 years away from a bomb. And then I said to him, but we got rid of that. You got rid of that. He didn't get mad or call me a left-wing lunatic. He took it in. I told him I thought parts of his plan for Gaza were wacky. but that I had supported him in the idea that Gaza could be Dubai instead of hell. I told him he was wrong when he tweeted the night before that I was critical of all things Trump. Not true.
I feel like this is an advertisement, Trump propaganda. What makes you say that?
Check the tapes. Moving Israel's embassy to Jerusalem, loved it. The border did need to be controlled. I'm glad the cops are getting their morale back.
It's just a wacky ethnic cleansing. That's all it is.
DEI had gone too far. Biological men
Based.
shouldn't be playing women's
Based.
sports. Europe should pay for their defense.
Based.
And of course, it makes sense that Arab countries should take in Arab refugees.
Turbo-based. 54 Muslim countries in the world and not one of them wants Palestinian refugees? Are you kidding me? Maybe we should send them all to Ireland.
Like the million Syrians who wound up in Germany when Saudi Arabia took none. He said to me, "You're right, they took none." I said, "Well, you should remind your boyfriend in Saudi Arabia that the next time you see him."
Ooh, he's talking about MBS. Mohammed bin Salman?
He laughed. I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around him. And honestly, I voted for Clinton and Obama, but I would never feel
Oh my God, Bill, what the fuck?
comfortable talking to them the way I was able to talk with Donald Trump. That's just how it went.
Yeah, I don't think he said that. Press X to doubt, chat. There's no fucking way he said that shit. No shot, Jimmy Jones.
Down, make of it what you will. Me, I feel it's emblematic of why the Democrats are so unpopular these days. He was even okay when
Bill's doing a top-tier rim job. He's leaving no crumbs. Bill Maher's an eater?
I checked him on the orangutan.
He's giving him that full-on rusty trombone action.
Lawsuit. He was. I know. He said to Dana White, "You know, Bill said my father was an orangutan, and I really love my father." And I said, "Well, Mr. President, I did that because I didn't like what you were doing regarding Obama's birth origins. I thought that was low." Again,
I thought that was crass. Dare I say, lowbrow, beneath you.
anger, just a little smile as if to say, "Yeah, I get it."
You already know Bill Maher eats Snickers upside down so he could feel the veins on his tongue.
The most surreal part of the whole night was when I got home. I flew back right after the dinner, and I'm in bed watching 60 Minutes from the night before. And there's Trump in one of their stories, standing at a podium in a room that looked to me like one of the rooms and places we'd just been in. And
He's giving Trump the Monica Lewinsky treatment.
ranting, "Disgusting, you're a terrible person." And I'm like, who's that guy? What happened to Glinda the Good Witch? And why can't we get the guy I met to be the public guy? And I'm not saying it's our responsibility to do that. It's not. I'm just reporting exactly what I saw over 2.5 hours. I went into the mine, and that's what's down there.
You know what it is? It's the snark and the smarm. That's a word for you. Smarm. Let's get a definition on that. Behave in an ingratiating way in order to gain favor.
A crazy person doesn't live in the White House. A person who plays a crazy person on TV a lot lives there, which I know is fucked up. It's just not
Dude, I love when my president is just playing a character.
as fucked up as I thought it was. And I have no illusions now that I'm back to work at my job that he might start a new list.
Yeah, he's pretentious mogging. Speaking with an air of condescension. Everything I say is true and funny, and everything you say is soy and dumb.
Because I don't have a good feeling and will be critical about a lot of what he's doing. The trade war and disappearing people, ruling by decree, threatening judges, gutting the government with glee. But I also think he now understands I have a job to do. or at least he did on this night, because he said to me early on that he'd seen our last episode, which was the Friday before this dinner. And he said, I thought maybe you'd be nice, but you hit me really hard. I did, because I'm not going to pull my punches that presidents get to propose a third term for themselves. He understood that, and without animus. That doesn't mean he's not going to try to do it. At
Classic Trump, am I right?
one point, I said to him, you're scaring people.
He's scaring the hoes. What's wrong with scaring the hoes? It's because people fear a true schizo.
Do you really want to be scaring your own citizens so much?
Yes.
And I know now you're all saying, and what did he say to that? Honestly, I don't remember. But it wasn't, okay, I'll stop. So MAGA
Listen, I just can't respect the guy who drinks hooker piss. I'm just saying. Who pays for the forbidden vagine. I mean, that's just an aura deficit all around. It's me, Big Dick Bill.
Fans, don't worry. Your boy gave me nothing. Just hats. Hats and a very generous amount of time and a willingness to listen and accept me as a possible friend, even though I'm not MAGA.
Bill Maher be like, please, President Trump, I just want to be your friend. I'm a centrist comedian. I'm so funny.
Which was the point of the dinner. My favorite part of the whole night was we were standing in the
I'll drink my trad wife's piss, thank you very much.
blowjob room. We were. And he said, you know, I've heard from a lot of people who really like that we're having this dinner. Not all, but a lot. And I said, same. A lot of people told me they loved it, but not all. And we agreed. The people who don't even want us to...
Two fucking guys had dinner. I mean, you'll love to see it. W's in chat. How is this news? How is this news?
Talk, we don't like you. Don't talk, as opposed to what?
The normies eat this slop up. It's Bill Maher. Bill Maher met with Trump.
Writing the same editorial for the millionth time and making 25-hour speeches into the wind? Really, that's what liberals have? He takes the piss out of everybody else and we can hold ours? Okay, that's my report. You can hate me for it, but
It's me, just a centrist. I'm just an enlightened centrist who smokes weed and bangs porn stars.
not a liar. Trump was gracious and measured, and why he isn't that in other settings, I don't know, and I can't answer, and it's not my place to answer. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I wasn't high.
Noted centrist Bill Maher absolutely cooks extremists from both sides.
Damn, missed opportunity.
It's my guy right there. It's my guy. He would be 69 years old too, bro. Oh, fuck. Patrick Bet David, call him PBD. I don't agree with 80% of Bill's policies, but respect the hell out of him for willing to speak to anyone, including President Trump. This is a great example of unifying America. Gotta respect the president for making the time when he doesn't need to. Glaze, spit on it, choking on it. That's crazy. Go start another MLM, buddy, pal, clown. It's me, Patrick Bet David, the innocent businessman who loves America. This fucking pizza shit. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I hope you got paid to write that. Grifter alert. By the way, don't overanalyze Maher prostituting himself to Trump because he bangs prostitutes. Huh? Maher works for the same fascists at Warner who took over and corrupted CNN. I've known Bill since 1978. He was a shameless opportunist with no real principles then, and he remains so. So this is so he can keep his HBO show.